Hey, welcome to Geeky Faucets. I'm Amy Dale.
And I'm Christine Lucasavage.
And this is episode 17. And today we're going to talk about all those shows that sucked us in and we loved.
And then cut us off.
And then got canceled.
Yeah, it's not right.
So,
at all.
But first we're going to do our traditional sum up of what's going on in the world.
So I saw Star Trek last night.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It was a little intense. Like, from beginning to end, completely intense the entire time. But can I just tell you how much I love Benedict Cumberbatch? So much.
I know.
Dude can act.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see him in something that he wasn't Sherlock. Because I love him as Sherlock, but oh my God, he's a good evil guy.
He
like,
is.
Fantastic.
He reminds me a little bit, he kind of has that Loki vibe. You know, the intelligent, sort of together, like not, you can't really ruffle him villain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would not want to meet him in Dark Alley. I'm like, you kind of scare me. Although I still would like him to do an audiobook so I can listen to him talk.
I know, his voice
that would be
really awesome.
It's funny because I was just talking to my mom about this. His voice doesn't match his face because he's a white dude and he's got this uber super low voice, like he's a tall skinny
like Barry White.
Right. But I love it so very much. I'm like, just keep talking.
I know, and I thought this one, I agree with you, it was really intense. It was much more intense than the first one, and
yes,
it was less funny. Like the first one was really funny.
Yes.
And this one had its funny moments, but for the most part it was much
well,
more...
Into Darkness is the name of it.
We're going. Yeah.
But still super enjoyable, and I still really liked it quite a bit.
Yeah.
So,
and there was some controversy over what's her name, Alice Eve's not nude, but like
as soon as that happened, I'm like, really gratuitous underwear scene.
And I was like,
no.
it's not. I think that the people and they issued an apology and whatever else, but I think it was just the way it was done, because it was like, and it also this
completely
it just
gratuitous.
Yeah,
is what
it just felt really ridiculous.
Okay, I mean, I'm sure they're trying to play off the whole Captain Kirk Playboy thing, but I'm like, that was not necessary.
It was not well placed. It felt like an afterthought.
It did.
Oh, by the way, here she is in her bikini.
Yes, and for all the men in the audience,
they were like, I thought it was placed well.
I know.
I didn't say anything wrong. I thought it was great.
My word. But other than that, it was lovely.
Yeah, totally.
It was. And
okay, what did you think about the Doctor Who final?
Oh, it was really good.
Yeah.
I really liked it a lot. And now I'm like, November 23rd, how could you do that? Oh, I forgot to mention, I was so mad I watch the credits when I go to the movies, and I always like read the credits in case there's something at the end, which there's not, and I was very angry at that. But, I was Star Trek. So I was watching the credits, and I see Chris Hemsworth's name go, I'm like, did I miss him? Because I love Thor a lot.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes, I
and
do.
so I was really, I'm like, what the, I couldn't have missed Chris Hemsworth. And so I sat there and I was looking it up online all over the place. And it turns out the only reason his name is mentioned in the credits is because during one of Captain Kirk's flashbacks or something like that, you heard a tiny bit of his voice. And I'm like, really? I mean, he got like kind of almost top billing, like he was like dead center in the middle of like the main cast credits. I'm like,
and he just did a voiceover thing?
Yeah, it was just like a voice thing from the last movie. I'm like, you can't do that to the fangirls. You cannot let us freak out. Because seriously, I looked at my husband and I'm like, how do I don't miss Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Because he's Thor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. You have a lot of love for Thor.
And yeah, I feel like we're kin. Nordic, Thor. I'm of Swedish descent, although I may not look like it because I'm pasty white, but I also live in Colorado.
Well, they are, aren't they kind of white?
They tan very well.
Oh, they do.
They do. I did not get those genes.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, so back to Doctor Who.
Sorry, a little bit of a rant. Don't do that to fangirls.
Back to Doctor Who. Final episode of this season, and now I have to wait until November 23rd for the 50th, which they did a lovely job of leading us right into.
I know, I want to know who that dude is. Like, I'm like,
so what? If you haven't seen it yet, we don't want to do very many spoilers, but at the end, it just leaves you with this big mystery of like, what?
If you thought you were confused about Clara, just wait, it gets worse. Yeah, I mean they kind of explain her, but the mysteries don't end. It's like, oh, they're here. Here, we sort of solved this one, but here's another one. Enjoy stewing on that for 6 months.
Yeah, and I think that it was really lovely to see River Song again and have some. I'm not going to tell you what capacity she shows up, and then we kind of get a little bit of Strax and the two girls again.
I like those two.
I love that crew. So it was. I thought it was really well done, and I really enjoyed it. Now, I wanted to watch it again immediately after I finished it because I was like, because there's a lot that happens and there's a lot going on. So I was like, I hope I got it all because it was good. Yeah,
and the doctor was adorable in it. I just love the doctor.
Yeah.
So, well, look, see, I have a TARDIS on my shirt.
You're like on it today.
I know, seriously. I wore a Doctor Who shirt yesterday too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just rotate the Doctor shirt.
Okay, speaking of the Doctor, I have to tell you, here's a problem we've discovered hosting a show. It's not any fun to talk on the phone because we can't freaking talk about anything anymore.
I have to show you aliens really quick. Aliens that my girls made for me.
So I called Amy on the phone the other day saying, I really hate you and I hate the show because I can't talk to you on the phone anymore and it makes me very angry because I discovered something the other day and it made me so excited, but I can't say anything because I have to save it for the show. So here it is.
Okay.
So you know how I love Love and Capes. That's my comic book of choice. I love it.
Thomas Zahler, right?
Yeah, Tom Zahler, and it's amazing, and he's amazing, and I love it. And so I'm reading it, and I'm just, looking at, and sure, I was looking in this one panel, and the Doctor and Amy Pond were sitting at a little cafe table in the middle of, and I'm like, are you serious right now? Could this comic book get any better?
Like, not a picture of them, but they're actually like
they're just like, they're like extras at a table, the Doctor and Amy, and I'm like, I am gonna die. And then, so I'm like, okay, well, I have to make sure I gotta go back and read the other ones now to make sure I didn't miss anything. And so, he mentions Richard Castle a bunch in there, which, hello, Nathan Fillion, Richard Castle, I love that.
Yes.
And so I was, going on and reading, and so she runs a bookstore, and so she has, like, books displayed, and one of them was a book about architecture by Ted Mosby, How I Met Your Mother. And I'm like, are you serious? Right? Like, seriously. This comic book, I don't know how it's not the most popular comic book in the world. Like, it makes me so happy. Like, any comic book that has the Doctor and Amy in there, I mean...
That's pretty genius.
It was really awesome. So, y'all need to read it.
Y'all. She just pulled out a y'all.
Worth it. It's because it's worth it. You will not regret it.
Okay, also, I put on our Facebook a new trailer for World's End. Did you watch that?
I didn't get around to watching that.
It is awesome. And it was great, but it was awful at the same time because I was like, it's not out yet though.
Patience is a virtue, one
that
we both do not possess.
Yeah, it looks so great, and
I need to watch that.
Yes, and it showed like a little bit more, and it just looks so funny, and it's apparently robots. I'm not sure it's aliens. I think it's robots at this point. Yeah, it looks like the.
Well, the reason I didn't watch it, I will admit, it was the last 3 episodes of my drama, my Korean drama.
Oh yeah.
And when you get to the last 3, you just can't stop. Like it consumed my world.
Yeah.
It really did.
I understand.
No, you don't.
I don't. No, I don't understand. No, I'm not gonna lie. But I am gonna talk about. Let's see. Okay, I tried a new show because Entertainment Weekly this week had an article about Geek TV. And so they mentioned shows that I knew. But one of them that I have not tried yet is Orphan Black. Have you heard of this? It's a BBC America show, I believe. And so I was like, well, I need to try that show because I've never seen it. So I gave it a shot. I think it actually comes on after Doctor Who, so people that actually have cable. Oh my gosh. I buy it all on Amazon. I thought it was really good. It's I think it's going to go more into sci-fi, but at the beginning it's like thriller-ish. Like you're trying to figure out like who this girl is and all this kind of things and what's going on because she runs into the beginning starts with her seeing someone else who looks exactly like her, and then she sees that multiple times, and so it's like, what's going on? Is this what weird thing is happening? So yeah, it was really good. It's definitely not PG.
No, that's kind of a bummer.
It's definitely R content. So, yeah, it's not one for the kids. And But yeah, so I thought it was really good, and it starts, and it kind of leaves you at a cliffhanger at the end of episode 1 where you're like,
I hate cliffhangers, for the record. That's why I stayed up till 11:30 at night finishing my drama, because the stupid cliffhangers. I'm like, the prosecutor died. I have to see what happens next. Like, he gets shot. I'm like, well, like I have to stay up and watch it. It's the last episode. When it's the last episode,
no choice.
Anyway,
okay, the other one, I have to say, Defiance is growing on me.
Oh, that's good. I saw a beer when I was in Seattle this week that was called Defiance, and I thought of that show. I tweeted it out to Sci-Fi.
Yes. You're like, this should be the national...
That's what I said.
Or the county, the citywide beer for Defiance. Yeah, so I think that for me, not most people, because apparently most people really, really liked it right off the bat, it seemed like. For me, it was a rough start. I didn't love it at first.
I'm with you.
And I was like, it felt, I don't know. It felt like I was really trying too hard to be Firefly in the beginning. It felt like it was a little trashy in some ways, and
it just had every like alien sci-fi cliche ever in the first episode, and I'm like, yeah, I have other things.
But it's gotten a lot better. Like it's built out the culture for these different aliens and different, and it's interesting watching the dynamic of all these different alien cultures trying to live together in this town, and allow them to still have their cultures and their religious beliefs, but even though sometimes it feels like it's intruding on other people, or anyway, it's really interesting now. I'm starting to really dig it.
You'll have to let me know what you think, because I gave up on it. I'm like, I got other stuff to watch.
So it's starting to win me over. Also, Arrested Development.
God, I cannot wait
it's
for
like
that.
a couple days away. May 26th, and
it's gonna break Netflix.
All coming out.
Netflix, nice. Netflix.
It's not. It's all coming out at once. And I saw some article that said they were suggesting that you don't binge watch it. I was like,
yeah, right.
Okay.
Is there any person on the face of the planet that doesn't binge watch on Netflix? That's what it's for.
I know. It's
binge
so
watching.
Great. So who's your favorite? Because I was watching the little preview, because they have a little preview on Netflix if you want to watch it for season 4, and I was watching it, and
my favorite character?
Yeah.
I always had a thing for Job. He's a magician. He's always like,
it's an illusion.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
And I just love listening to him. I have a thing with listening to people talk.
You like voices.
Yeah, I like him, and I like Tobias.
Tobias is hilarious.
Tobias makes
But I have to say, I have a soft spot in my heart for Buster.
Oh, I forgot about Buster and his poor hand in the seal. Yeah, I do like Buster.
He is so funny. And the dynamic with Michael, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Michael, and when he was at the very first episode, when he's trying to read the map, and he's like, yeah, I think the blue part here is land. Anyway, it's really funny.
It's good. Hey, so you know what I discovered today?
What's that?
May 25th is Geek Pride Day.
Oh,
I learned this on Denver. The Denver Post has a geeky blog called Shiny Objects, and they put it on there. So Geek Pride Day, May 25th.
See, I saw I think it used to be like Douglas Adams Day or something like that, because it would be like a wear your towel, like day to wear your towel.
Oh, is that what it was? Because I just saw it and I'm like,
so maybe they've altered it to
Geek
more
Pride Day,
inclusive.
Geeking out is becoming popular. So speaking of Comic-Con, Denver Comic-Con is coming up in like a week. Woo! We are so excited, and here's how excited we are. So if you are at Denver Comic-Con, look what I've been making. Check this out.
Oh my word, these are the cutest things you've ever seen.
Look at how cute they are. Look, I made Mario mushrooms to give away. 1-up and a little booster, because who likes small Mario?
Oh my word.
So we're going to give these out. So find us at Comic-Con and be like, I want a mushroom. And you, and you can pick an extra life, or you can have superpowers. Well, extra tall, super boost. Or if you're driving Mario Kart, this will make you go faster.
Yes.
Boost.
They're
if you will.
So cute.
So yes, come find us at Denver Comic-Con. Get yourself a mushroom. I've got a few here already. I'm still in the process of making a whole bunch, so we'll have hopefully quite a few of them.
And I saw the picture on Facebook, and I was like, oh, that's cute. But then when she brought them in person, I was like, oh, they're so cute.
They fit in the palm of your hand.
They're so cute.
You can put them in your pocket for luck.
Yes. Yeah.
So come find us at Denver Comic-Con, because we'd A, love to talk to you, and B, love to give you mushrooms. So be on the lookout for that because they're
look for Shaun of the Dead or Laura Croft or
the Doctor or the girl version of Captain Hammer.
Yeah.
So
that'll be us.
Anyway.
Okay. Oh, and one more thing before we go into our canceled shows. There's a new Wolverine trailer. Have you seen that?
No, I didn't even know there was one out.
Yeah, the Wolverine. I should say that's what it's called. The Wolverine.
Get it right.
I know. And it has Hugh Jackman in it. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
And that's all we need to know.
Yeah. It's great. It's really great. And it looks intense because it looks like he's wanting to become sort of mortal again. Like somebody's offering him the chance.
Will he sing and dance in it? That's what I want to know. Because I'd like to see Wolverine singing and dancing.
Well, then you need to rent Les Mis.
Well, that's true. Or Oklahoma. I saw that. Did you see Oklahoma? It was pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I've never seen him doing it, but I've seen it. I grew up in
he does
Oklahoma,
it.
so
he does it.
Seen it a lot of times.
I'm like, you are adorable. But anyway.
Okay. Agreed. Okay, canceled shows. So we asked you to tell us your favorite show that was canceled before its time. And we got a long list. So I'm going to read them off and tell how many seasons each of them made. And then we can go back and talk more in depth about all of them. So here are the ones that you mentioned. Kings made it 1 season. Jericho, 2 seasons. Sort of 1.5, really. Eureka, 5 seasons. Journeyman, 1 season. Persons Unknown, 1 season. Terra Nova, 1 season. Veronica Mars, 3 seasons. Stargate Universe, 2 seasons. Caprica, 1. October Road, 2 seasons. Moonlight, 1 season. And then, of course, Firefly, 1
13
season.
13 episodes of bliss, an entire lifetime of regret. It's so true.
It is true. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
So
I love that show so much. I don't even remember who suggested. Was it you that told me to watch that show, or my mom? One
I'm
of the
sort
two.
of an evangelist for that show.
I don't even know. And I watched it, and then it got to the 13th episode. I'm like, oh God,
I know.
There's only one more.
I feel like I have to warn people now. I'm like, this is going to be the best show ever, and you're going to love it so much.
And then you're going to be heartbroken. Maybe you should give them an extra life.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
This is for Firefly. We could send them a whole bag of these.
I know.
Look,
here, each life is a season.
God.
But yes, it was so, I'm still so sad about it.
I know. I mean, and they did give us a movie, which was a nice touch.
But it was not enough.
No, and
it'll never be.
It just was such a, so that's sort of the, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but that's the canceled show. And that was by far the answer that we got the most. Firefly.
Yeah, because,
Firefly.
Who doesn't love that one?
We understand how you feel because we feel your pain.
I actually looked up all these movies this morning, TV shows this morning, just to see, because I didn't know a whole bunch of them, because this was before I embraced my geek side.
Yeah. I've watched a lot of them, actually. Jericho, I watched.
I didn't watch that
Jericho
one.
is about, like, this little town called Jericho. I think it's in Missouri or somewhere.
It's a fake town, made-up town.
And there's, like,
there's nuclear
attacks all over the country. So there's so they lose electricity, they're cut off from the world, and it's like kind of them trying to, live in this post-apocalyptic world and also trying to figure out what happened in the rest of the world and why it happened. And it is really gripping and really good.
Really? That's how
and it ends it doesn't end. Like, they realized, I think halfway through the 2nd season, that they were like, oh, by the way, we're not going to continue. So they tried to do a wrap up, but it was not really. It was obvious that they had planned it to be much longer, and so they had to kind of go, okay, quick.
Gosh, that's hard.
Yeah, it was kind of depressing. It was very depressing. I was sad. I was like, oh. But the guy who's in it, I think his name is it Skeet Ulrich? Yeah. He, when I was really into Jericho, we went to New York on a trip, and he was filming something in New York, and I was walking next to him on the sidewalk for a second. Yes, I was walking next to. It was obviously a film crew around, because there was somebody pushing a cart with a bunch of film stuff in it, and I was walking next to a guy in a suit, and he had this thing around his neck, and I like a lanyard type thing or something, and so I kind of looked sideways, and I was like, oh God!
You're like, holy crap! It's the dude from Jericho.
It's Jake.
Yeah, that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I know, it was kind of awesome, and I realized in that moment why I shouldn't meet celebrities. So
I'm
there he is. Oh God, I can't move. Okay. So anyway, Kings, I didn't really watch.
I watched that one,
the
first season. It was really good. What it is.
Ian McShane was in it, right?
Yeah, Ian McShane was in it.
Talk about voice.
He's
that man.
just a good actor.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this show is loosely based on like the biblical King David.
Like David, yeah.
Yeah, right. And it was just, I don't even know how to explain it because it's so long ago since I watched it, but it was really good.
But set in modern day.
And set in modern day, and like they just ended it with him running through a forest, and I'm like, what? You can't even wrap it up nicely for me? But I don't even know if they knew it was going to be canceled, but that was a good one. Like, I'm surprised that one didn't get...
Yeah.
Because both my husband and I were into that one.
Well, I think maybe what happens sometimes is, like, it's like the fan base finds it later.
Too late.
You know what I mean? Like, when it's on Netflix, then we're like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, it's gone. So all these shows that we're mentioning, I'm sure you can find most of them on Netflix, and they're all... Somebody loves them. We haven't seen all of them, but our fans have mentioned them, so they're all probably going to be great. So you can make a list and go on Netflix and enjoy them while you can.
Right.
Then when they end, be sad.
Well, good news here about one of
us.
them, Veronica Mars. I never saw that one. I think I need to because it sounds like a show I'd like.
It does.
They just had a Kickstarter thing for Veronica. They're going to actually do a movie, and people are like
2014, I think, or something.
I don't know when the date was. I didn't catch that, but yeah, apparently this is. I mean, it's a huge cult following. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of curious to see, and I like Kristen
Bell.
Oh,
she's adorable.
She's totally cute. So
she is.
I want to try that show out and see.
Yes.
See what I think about it because I've never seen it.
Yeah, I think it looks like a winner. I haven't seen it either. Okay, so another one. Okay, Eureka had 5 seasons, and I guess it just ended.
That sounds kind of interesting.
It's a really fun show. I haven't watched all of it, but I watched several episodes, and I think Felicia Day is in that, actually.
I have no idea. I watched the trailer. I watched the trailer for it, and I'm like, oh, this kind of looks kind of cool. Like,
yeah, it is really good, actually. I just watched the beginning of it. Leslie recommended it to me, and she and I loved it. I just haven't had time to keep going.
Well, there's so many things to watch. Mm-hmm. This is our curse of having this show. There's so many things out there that people are like, you have to watch it. It's so good. It's so good. I'm like, I only have so many hours in a day.
We got all these cheer-ins around too that we got to take care of.
Kids. It's the last day of school today too, so now I'll have even less time.
Summertime.
Lovely.
Journeyman. I have never heard of this show. It
He's
only
a time
lasted
traveler
one season.
guy.
Yeah, I read about it.
Yeah.
It sounds really intriguing. It's a time traveler who goes back and sets things straight. That
He's trying to be Doctor Who. I don't think so.
So it might be good. I like time travel stuff. So also, okay, Persons Unknown.
That one looked kind of. It seemed kind of Big Brother-ish to me.
It's very Big Brother-ish, but I watched it. My sister recommended it to me. Thanks a lot. And now I'm gonna do it to you. You're welcome. It is a really good show, but it ends and you're like,
these canceled shows.
No, because you don't really get the answers you want. But it's like these people all wake up in this hotel
in a ghost town.
No
is what it
idea
said,
how they got there, and there's no. It's like it's a town, but there's nobody in it, except for like a few people that work in the. Like the Chinese restaurant across the way, and they don't speak English. And then, like, they can't actually leave the town when they try to leave the town. It doesn't work. So it's just this whole mystery of, like, trying to... It's really good. But then it ends, and you're like...
Ugh. You're like, really? Thanks for that.
And I recently started Terra Nova, which...
I remember when that first came out, like, there was so much, like... press about it, and so many... Like, I mean, they hyped it up big time. I never saw it, because I just didn't care.
Yeah. But, well, it's like basically the future has gotten so bad that they have found some way to send people back to, like, I don't know, Triassic period or some way back where dinosaurs, kind of time period. And and they start this like compound sort of community where they're starting a new life, and it's like they have clean air and they have produce, and in the future they are eating Soylent Green basically. Never mind.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Somebody out there is laughing right now.
Not me.
Anyway, it's a very old sci-fi movie, and so it is. It's a good show. I mean, it's definitely got some cheese factor and whatever else, but it has like that overarching mystery too, where you're trying to figure out because there's something else going on. There's like this other group of people who have like gone away from the community, and you're trying to figure out why and what's going on.
I'm not sure I care that much to try that one.
I liked it. I haven't finished it yet, but I liked it.
It feels kind of Jurassic Park-esque almost.
Yeah, which I love Jurassic
Park. I like Jurassic Park, but I don't know.
Yeah. So, yes, I love dinosaurs a lot. I have a thing for dinosaurs.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I do love dinosaurs.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Oh, that's a hard question. I think my favorite is Pachycephalosaurus
What the
for a couple reasons.
heck is that?
One is, how fun is it to say Pachycephalosaurus? I mean,
I don't even think I can
awesome.
say that.
Also, they're the ones with the heads that are like the domed heads that are really hard, and they thought that they like butted heads with each other to.
So you like to headbutt people?
Well,
is that what you're trying to tell us?
Well, maybe.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, my co-host here likes to headbutt people.
I am violent.
If you meet us at Denver Comic Con, just talk to me. Don't talk to her. She might headbutt you.
I'll try to control myself.
Would ya?
Give you a mushroom instead. Okay, Stargate Universe has two seasons, and apparently this one they were planning on doing a wrap-up movie, but they didn't, so they ended the last season on a cliffhanger. That sucks. I would be really angry about that. So I really want to watch that show. I kind of have mixed feelings about it, because I'm like, I really want to watch that because I bet it's really good, but I don't.
But you'll be left
with
a lifetime of hurt, like after Firefly. I'm still hurt.
Yeah, and Moonlight is a
no. It's a. I looked that one up. It's a vampire. It's a vampire who lands a job as a PI, private investigator, because he can like see things other people don't, and he ends up falling for a mortal person. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Kind of looks kind of interesting. It looks a little bit cheesy, but I don't know. I like vampires and Twilight, so I probably like it.
So it's probably right up your alley.
It probably is. Yeah.
The funny thing about it is, when I first saw that, I thought of Moonlighting. I'm old. It's okay. I'm going to admit it. But Moonlighting with Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd was like one of my all-time favorite shows.
I never saw it.
Ever.
I
mean, the chemistry between them and the snarkiness and the
I like snarky.
Oh, it is a beautiful show, let me just tell you. But I looked the other day and I couldn't find it anywhere. Like, as far as streaming, like,
really?
I was like, it's an old show. Surely
like
you can
it should
stream
be on
it
Netflix
somewhere.
or something, yeah.
But I guess you have to buy the DVDs or something, which I may at some point
You're like, I probably
because
will.
it's so
when
awesome.
I'm cranky one day.
Yeah. Oh man, it was really a good show. So I don't know if it got canceled before its time. I just thought of that when I looked at Moonlight. I was like, oh, Moonlighting. I love that show too. And then I was like, oh wait, but
you're
that's
like,
not
no,
what
but
you
it's a
said.
vampire show. It's like completely opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. And then Caprica is a Battlestar part
it's
of the
like
Battlestar.
the prequel to Battlestar, like how the Cylons are made and all that stuff. So
which I love Battlestar
I'm
Galactica.
surprised it didn't last because you'd think everybody that watched Battlestar Galactica would want to know where everything came from.
Yeah, and I do, and I haven't watched it yet, so it's my fault it got canceled.
Yeah, way to go.
Yeah, dang it. Anyway, so that only had one measly season, much like our favorite show, Firefly.
I know, we're still not bitter about that at all.
And I still recommend it to people all the time.
Because it's still worth it. I mean, there's so many good things. I'm so sad.
Yeah. And there's one more, which I, again, have not heard of.
I haven't heard of that one either.
October Road. And it made it for 2 seasons.
I don't even know it. I looked
it
up
drama.
And I just...
And it's like a drama. It sounds like somebody goes away from their hometown for a long time and then comes back. And
it doesn't sound too sci-fi-ish.
No, it's probably not, but
I don't know.
It sounds like one where you would get very attached to the characters.
Yeah.
And then you would be like, oh.
And then you,
would be sad when
get the rug pulled out from under you.
Yeah.
One we didn't mention, Dollhouse.
Oh, Joss
that
Whedon.
one. Another Joss Whedon. I had never heard of it until I met you, and so I looked up a trailer for it, and I'm like, that's quite interesting. I'm not real sure. Maybe it's a Fox thing, because wasn't that supposed to be on Fox too? Maybe Fox. You know what, Joss Whedon, you're too good for Fox. Because they keep canceling your shows. I don't know how. I mean, it seems like this one was really, really good from what I saw of it.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know. I actually think I want to watch this one.
Yeah, you should.
I mean, to get like different lives all the time and then have your memory erased and then like to be woken up as a serial killer one day or whatever the heck it was.
Yeah.
Extra life.
Here's your extra serial killer life.
I know. There you go. It's going to boost for your gun powers. See how much fun these mushrooms are? You need to find us and get your little pocket-sized fun mushroom.
We're going to be mobbed.
I hope so. Maybe people like us.
We're trying to win your affection.
I know we are. So you know what I saw? Totally off topic, has nothing to do with canceled shows, but there's going to be a Ghostbusters 3.
Okay,
Did you see that?
Yes, and I loved Ghostbusters.
I liked the first one.
Yes.
The second one, I don't think I cared that much.
I don't even remember the
but
second one.
I heard there's rumor that Seth Rogen and Jack Black, I think. Dan Aykroyd was talking about, I don't know if the original guys are going to be in there, and I just saw something brief about it, but rumored Seth Rogen and Jack Black possibly, which 2 people I like.
Yeah, me too.
So Seth Rogen, he kind of came up from behind. I didn't know I was a fan of him.
Yeah.
But I like him.
Yeah, well, he was really funny in Paul. He was the voice of the alien, and he was very funny. But I do love Ghostbusters, and again, I'm showing my age, but I don't know if you remember, but there was a Saturday morning cartoon.
Totally.
Do you?
I never watched it.
And, oh, dude,
I never watched it.
Love that cartoon.
I never watched Saturday morning cartoons. I was on an ice rink my whole life. I was always jealous because my brothers got to watch cartoons. But
yes, and you were ice skating.
And then, of course, you know, and I don't remember which Doctor Who episode it was. I think it was the Cybermen, you know, the ghost invasion. And he comes, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters! And with, you know, he comes out of the TARDIS with Rose. And yeah, that made me really happy.
I know.
I really love when there's references to other, like my Love and Capes thing I said earlier, when they're the Doctor, Ted Mosby, Richard Castle. I'm like, could this be any more amazing? No, I don't think it could.
It's awesome.
It is really awesome.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us this week, and we can all agree that we can mourn together for these shows that died in the early
Especially
death.
Firefly.
Especially Firefly. We are all still sad about Firefly.
Very. And it's been 10 years. Hello, idiots, get over it. I can't.
I know, I just keep watching it over and over again.
It's so sad.
It's the only thing you can do. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.